Oprah went on Stephen Colbert, and they're exchanging, Stephen Colbert is like a practicing Catholic, and they were exchanging favorite Bible verses. And Oprah said that Psalm 37:4 was her favorite Bible verse. Good job, Oprah. And as she was interpreting this verse to Stephen Colbert, listen to what she says.
Lord has a wide range. What is Lord? Compassion, love, forgiveness, kindness. So you delight yourself in those virtues where the character of the Lord is revealed.
See what just happened? There's a really major difference. When I read this passage, I don't see delight yourself in love and good things and joy and goodness and kindness. That's not really what I'm seeing here. In fact, what I see the psalmist doing, and the difference of the reason why this can get so misquoted is because instead of generalizing this verse, I think what David is doing is he's being more specific. He says you need to actually delight yourself in the God of all things, in that Lord. The God where if you think abstractly, God is the unique, foundational, fundamental reality of all that is. He is where existence and essence coincide with one another. In fact, Aquinas used this language that God himself is the act of existence. God is the act of existence itself. That is who he is. And when you begin to think of who this God is, you begin to realize that to be God is to be. Which is why when God wants to explain himself to us, he doesn't use just really articulate language. The only way he can describe his complete otherness is by saying, I am. I'm the very existence of life itself. And what we have to realize is that all other created beings derive their essence, their meaning, their very own being from this God. So my being in reality is dependent on the to be, on the I am. It's not on love, it's not on kindness, it's not on this generalization. It's actually more specific for us to go, my delight has to be located in someone, not in something. And that's important for us, not to abstract, but actually to get closer, which is why me and Oprah read the Bible differently. In fact, there's another way that me and Oprah read the Bible differently. Because this is what she says about the passage.
If you focus on being a force for good, then goodness will come, which is also the third law of motion, which is also the karma, which is also the golden rule.
And that's not what this is saying. It's not abstracting you to a principle. It is pushing you towards a person. It is Yahweh. It is God in front of you, with you, around you, pushing you forward. And the psalmist is saying you have to delight yourself in them, not in some principle, not in some idea, and not in some abstraction. And then there's a third thing that happens here with Oprah, where she says that the reason why this is so delightful for her is because this verse is just cause and effect. If you delight yourself in the Lord, then you will get the things that you want. But there's a different way that you must see this. Because she thinks, if I do this, then this happens. But no, it's actually because I do this, this shapes and informs all the rest of this. Because I know who he is, all of a sudden the knowing of him shapes what I desire. If I truly delight and find my joy and my peace and my rest within someone, that someone will change the very things that I want. In fact, it's been said from the stage many times, God does not want to change what you do. He wants to change what you want to do. It's actually delighting in the Lord alters my desires for my life. So God does not just change us, he changes the very essence of the core of makes us who we want to become. And the reason why this is bad news, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart, is because your heart is not a good place. Think about just the idea, parents, every time your kids asked you for something, you gave it to them. Are they better or are they worse? No, they would have heart problems. They would have too many shoes, too many colors. They basically wouldn't be wearing clothes to school. And you begin to realize that man, my kid doesn't even know what they want, and yet they ask for things that will actually undo them. God will never give you something that usurps his authority in your life. He's the one who has the thrones. He's the one who changes the desires of what you really care for and will push you closer to yourself, because for you, when you think to yourself, I will get what I want, what you want will destroy you. So when I delight in him, everything about me shifts. When I delight in him, everything about me changes and all of a sudden molds to the perfection of who this God that I see is.